welcome to my session about changing trajectories and how AI is changing adult education. Let me start, with just introducing myself and how I came about AI and what I'm doing in this field and the company that I work for, and then we'll delve into the specific topics and pointers that I want to share with you today. If you have any questions about AI or using AI in education, by all means, type them in the chat and we'll try to get to them during the session or at the end of it. So I'm Oded, I'm 48 years old, and I have over 20 years of experience in business, in technology, in product management, in strategy. And I've held all kinds of positions around, throughout my life. But AI was not part of them until about 2 years ago when ChatGPT launched and everybody could experience firsthand the marvel that is generative AI. But ever since, I've been a heavy user of AI, learning everything there is to learn about the technology, about different tools, how to integrate them, how to use them in everyday life and everyday work. And it's really an interesting opportunity that a topic emerges and one can become an expert in a field that is just forming, because 2 years ago nobody dealt with AI in outside of machine scientists and all kinds of heavy programming PhDs. But today, everybody can experiment with AI and even build new things with AI. And AI actually removes the barrier of knowing coding in order to deal with software and even create software. So I became really ecstatic about AI some 2 years ago, and ever since I've been leveraging it and also evangelizing it so that more people discover the benefits and the wonder of AI. And the company that I work for in the last 4 years is called Wawiwa Tech. And in Wawiwa, we partner with universities and training centers around the world in order to reskill and upskill people to tech. What does that mean? That means that you can, students can come from any profession. They can be a teacher or a gardener or a financier. And within a couple of months, it's not a full academic degree that takes 3 or 4 years, but rather in a short time frame of 6 to 9 months, they can reskill to an entire, complete different profession, like a software developer, full stack developer, front-end developer, or a data analyst, or a digital marketing specialist. And by doing so, they, of course, change their life and move to another profession that is in much more demand, and in most cases pays a much higher salary. So this is what reskilling is. And upskilling is staying within your profession or domain, but studying the latest tools and technologies so that you're at the highest level of your profession, that you have the strategic advantage that keeps you in this profession and makes you a leader and the best possible contributor in your profession. So that's upskilling. And we have at Wawiwa some 15 partnerships across six continents, and we help universities and training centers offer such upskilling and reskilling programs at their institutions to their students and to their graduates, so that they can also join the high-tech world or join tech jobs in different industries. And if you're interested in learning more about that, feel free to visit the Wawiwa website. And in Wawiwa, we really put an emphasis about AI, because AI is transformative in the same way that mobile phones and internet connection was. So it really is a revolution. It's not just a little change, as you can see in the agenda of AAACE this year and all around you. AI is really changing the game for all industries and all professions, and this is what we're going to talk about in this session. So at Wawiwa, we make it a point that if we teach, for example, software development, we also integrate a module about how to use AI in software development. And if we teach someone how to become a graphic designer, then we'll have a chapter about using AI tools in order to do graphic design in a faster, better way. So about the generative AI revolution and how it impacted the job market. First of all, what is generative AI? Just so that we put the definitions first. So generative AI, or Gen AI in short, is a subset of AI. Artificial intelligence essentially is anything that a computer or an algorithm does that if a human would do the same thing, it would be considered intelligent. So if, for example, a computer translates what I say or transcribe what I say, and a human transcriber would have used this talent or her talent to do the same, that would be considered AI, artificial intelligence. Generative AI is about creating new content using artificial intelligence. And new content can be of all sorts. It could be texts and writing, a social post or a full academic essay. It could be creating images like you see here on the right of the slide. This robot painting a picture is a picture that I've created with a simple prompt in a matter of seconds. So this is AI creating new images that weren't there before. And this image, is mine to use. Nobody has ever had it before, and I can use it in any way that I want. So this is images, and AI can also create audio like songs and videos. The capability of generative AI to create new types of content and across different tools to merge those contents together into real pieces of art or useful creatives for business is amazing. And there are many examples of such AI tools. Everybody, I think, knows ChatGPT. It's the most known generative AI tool that was released at the end of 2022 and has seen the largest or the fastest adoption ever of a technology tool. It gained over 100 million active users in just 2 months. And by now, 20% of high school students already use ChatGPT. So, it begins already at the young levels. And at the university, as I'll show you, 40% of students already use ChatGPT for their classwork and homework. So it's really an amazing product that doesn't require a lot of training. It's chat-based, it's intuitive, and I guess all of you use it, so I won't waste more time telling you about what it is. What can it do? Really anything. Anything that you can imagine that is, about content creation on a computer, it can probably do it. And it goes, even beyond computers if you think about, arranging your life or arranging your thoughts. So let me tell you about how generative AI is impacting the job market. First of all, there's going to be awful lot of jobs that disappear, like carriage drivers. At the past, there are existing jobs that are going to be wiped off the professional map and the workforce. So, for example, McKinsey forecasts that 375 million workers would need to switch job roles because of automation, including generative AI. So that means computers and bots will do the jobs instead of humans, and they'll do it faster, better, cheaper, and therefore humans will have to figure out something else to do. And some examples of these could be data entry, all kinds of manual work that could be done better and faster by computers, but also jobs that you wouldn't necessarily bet, would be replaced quickly. For example, journalism. ChatGPT can write beautiful news articles today in a matter of seconds. So if you just give it the facts, it will write the article for you. So would we need human journalists in the future? I can tell you that as a marketing manager, I fired all of my content writers a year and a half ago because today a simple project manager can do everything with ChatGPT that a content writer used to do in 3 days. So content writing, but also customer service, for example. We have bots answering the phone soon with a human voice, with intonations, in any language, you know, in any hour, at any hour. So these jobs will disappear. And at the other end of the spectrum, new jobs are created. So 97 million new jobs will be offered already next year, according to the World Economic Forum. And these jobs, you know, have funny and new titles like AI prompt engineer, which is me and you know, typing prompts to AI tools like ChatGPT. So how to do it better, how to do it with APIs, how to do it in a way that produces the right results for your business. And there's going to be more sophisticated roles like machine learning engineers are going to be more needed and have new competencies that they'll need to develop. There's going to be AI experts for ethics and AI experts for compliance and lawyers that deal with AI. There are going to be trainers that teach humans how to use AI, and there are going to be trainers that teach AI models how to do new jobs and how to deal with different types of information. So a lot of new jobs are going to come in. But in between the jobs that disappear and the jobs that appear from, you know, out of the blue, there is going to be all of us, meaning all of our jobs are going to be transformed, if they haven't already, because of generative AI. So PwC is saying that 30% of tasks in 60% of current jobs could be automated. So that means that most chances, if you have any job, probably some of the tasks that you're doing could be automated or speeded up by ChatGPT, generative AI, or other tools. And therefore, your job is going to be different because some of the things that you're currently investing time in will be done by robots. And you'll have to think, what am I doing with this extra time? Or how has my job changed because of that? And the jobs include marketing, like, you know, the job that I'm holding, but also software development, who can develop code and check code with AI. Legal services become easier. Healthcare is changing dramatically. And even the area of art and graphic design, like I showed you, is becoming much different. So my bet is that your job, and of course, I don't know you, your job is changing too. And if you implement AI in your job, you'll see a tremendous impact and benefits. So what are the important skills for human beings given the Gen AI revolution? So first of all, why is it important? You know, if I used to be a teacher, has the requirements for being a teacher changed? And my answer to that is statistically, already a fifth of the positions are already reflecting some usage of generative AI in the roles. So for example, if you're a computer teacher, maybe all you needed to know is how to operate a computer with Windows. But today, you'll have to know how to use ChatGPT in order to get a job as a computer teacher at a high school. So that would be a specific example. Of course, you know, if you're a marketeer and you don't know how to use generative AI to write blogs or to design art, then you wouldn't be accepted to a new job. If you'll have to replace a job, a workplace, you know, to the same job, you will find it much harder if you haven't learned and upskilled yourself to generative AI in your current role. And also, research shows that many traditional roles are now incorporating AI-related responsibilities, even if they're not considered AI jobs. So this is, for example, the teacher example, or an example of a finance manager who needs to know how to analyze the data, but using the most advanced tools. So what are the most advanced tools? You know, it's ChatGPT and similar large language models who dissect Excels and come up with answers quickly. So people who use AI will replace people who do not use AI. So that impacts each and every one of us. You know, either we get on with the program and integrate generative AI into our lives, or people, that have done so will come and we'll see them replacing us in our current jobs because they are at the top of the game, and our knowledge and our skills are great, but they're a bit outdated because people with the AI skills can do our job faster and better. It's a bit depressing, but we have to take it into account. So how does that change the skills in the AI era? And by AI era, I mean now and in the coming years. First of all, if you think about the skills that the generative AI tools like ChatGPT have, then what skills does the bots have? Those skills are now challenged, for us as humans. So we used to think. Now ChatGPT helps us think. We can say we have a problem, we need to come up with this project or this deliverable, and ChatGPT will come up with the thinking for us. They can plan if we need to conduct something or write materials for a class or a presentation. It can plan the creation of this deliverable. It can help us brainstorm because I might have a few ideas and the generative AI bot will add some more, and then we'll blend it together, and we'll see what works. Reading and summarizing, which all of the students do because as teachers we ask them to, has become much faster. We don't read anymore. We just say, ChatGPT, read this article or this PDF or this website and give me the summary of it, 1 paragraph, 2 paragraphs, bullet points. Everything is possible. So reading and summarizing is also becoming much faster. And that's true as well for videos. Instead of watching a long 1-hour recording of a class or a YouTube movie, I just ask a tool called AAACE to summarize the video for me, and I get all the insights in a matter of minutes. Writing, as I mentioned, large language models, just like the name suggests, they are graded languages and they write perfect essays and pieces with no spelling mistakes and with great grammar. So writing is also challenged. Analysis of data. Computers can analyze data much faster than we do. And designing even, a thing that we said, you need an eye for that, you need a graphic skill, etc. Well, design becomes shorter and simpler as well for everyday Joes. Now there are AI tools like Gamma AI and others that you say, write me a presentation about a certain topic, and it would both write it for you, design it, and add relevant pictures. So even presentation making and design work becomes much faster with generative AI. And if we thought that searching the web on Google and Bing and other platforms is like a modern skill, well, people don't search anymore, because when you search, you get 20 results that you need to consider, and you need to go to each of these search results and read and analyze and then integrate. Well, if you ask ChatGPT, you get a single answer. You don't like it, you refresh, you get another one. So the art of searching, while still very important, is being challenged because generative AI searches for us and gets us the most, fitting results. So with this, quick change, what would be the new required skills for humans in all of these jobs that are transformed because of AI? So actually, there's a lot for humans to do in the coming years. First of all, you need to ask the right questions. This is also a skill that we try to teach youngsters at the kindergarten and K-12, all the way up to university and master degrees, right? You have to know how to ask the right question, because if you ask the wrong question or you ask the question not in an accurate way, you would get unsatisfying answers also from AI. So you need to ask the right questions, and this is now dubbed prompt engineering. You have to write the right prompts in order to get the results that you want. And you need to research the different AI tools that are available in order to see which ones fit what you need and your profession and your work. And you need to integrate different tools in order to come up with a great deliverable. So ChatGPT, for example, is the go-to tool for most things, but you would see that sometimes, for example, it hallucinates about facts. So you would need to go to another tool like Perplexity in order to get verified results. And if you've written a nice article and you're looking for graphics, maybe you'll need to integrate Midjourney or DALL-E into your work in order to get the graphics that you need for your, for example, class assignments. Then one of the most important human skills is going to be to review and do quality assurance, QA, on the results that you get from AI, because AI is far from perfect. It still gives a lot of bullshit, pardon my French, and it's very generic. You know, if you don't customize it and you don't write the specific prompts about who you are and what values do you present and who's your audience, etc., what you will get will be very generic. So you would need to still review anything that comes out from the AI tools and do the human check. Does that make sense for me? Is it interesting? Is it valuable for my audience? And then synthesizing different results from different AI tools is still something that AI can do, but it doesn't do very well, and a human does much better. Now, since AI doesn't have your life experience, and it doesn't know anything about your company usually, unless you're working, in a traded company where all information is public, then you need to add your own know-how and brilliance and some company-specific data. And there's obviously some challenges also about confidentiality, but you'll have to add your specific context in order for the AI to do a good job, or in order to take the generic work that the AI has done and bring it to the next level of what's relevant to my company, what's relevant to my profession, given my personal know-how and experience. And there's always a room for human touch. Because, for example, there was a survey that demonstrated that if you speak with a customer service bot, and the customer service bot makes intentional errors in the spelling and grammar in its answers, then the customer who's consulting with the bot would actually give it more credibility and think, hey, there's a human out there. So sometimes, the bots now add the human touch of making a spelling or a typing mistakes just so that you trust them better. It's really crazy. So adding a human touch is still needed. As humans, we want to know that we're reading stuff that was written by a human, reviewed by a human, valuable to a human. So adding human touch, still important, still here. And because AI is changing everything so fast, we would all need to learn and adopt new tools all the time. So studies doesn't end at high school or the end of your bachelor's degree. You will have to keep on learning the newest tools in AI probably that are relevant to your profession in order to keep the level of your work at the highest standards. And you'll need to adapt your job because many things will be still automated and you'll have to adapt. So how do you develop a learning trajectory that accounts for AI and the rapid change? First of all, you need to ask yourself, what am I doing in my job? Why am I paid to go to the office or sit at home and work remotely? What do I do? What are the tasks that I do? And then can AI and these tools replace me? Can they automate or do this job for me or instead of me? And if they can, how soon? Because the sooner and the more tasks that you do that can be automated or done by ChatGPT, the sooner your job will vanish or change, and you'll need to find a new job. And then you'll also need to think about your role and say, what makes me special? What makes me valuable to my employer, to my school, to my university, to my business? And those things that make you special and valuable, you'll also need to run the circle. Can a bot do it instead of me? Or is there something special about what I do that is irreplaceable? And the more such special things that you do, the more you'll get, to keep your job, because you'll be able to automate some of it, but there would be some special sauce that you bring to the table. So in the short term, we can think, okay, maybe there are many tasks that can be automated or done faster and better using ChatGPT and other generative AI tools. So let's identify them. And as a great, employee and a forward-thinking practitioner, how do I do my job better and faster with AI? But in the long term, we need to think when AI comes and all of my tasks or most of them are becoming automated, what do I do? And that involves already the question of reskilling, meaning maybe my job isn't there. What job could I take my transferable skills to, or new passions that I have, or old passions that I have in a new profession in order to keep busy and get employment? And then we take it from the individual to the university level. How will AI impact adult learning institutions? So, there are many philosophical questions that I won't be able even to address in such a short session, like if the universities are training people, for a profession or vocation, like a law degree makes you a lawyer and a teaching degree makes you a teacher, then which jobs should we teach for? Obviously the answer would be math and computer science and engineering, because the people who program the AI tools and the computers and the databases, they are in huge demand right now, and the demand is even going to increase. But are we still want to teach art and humanities where there's maybe no job at the end of the road, because it's important for society, it's important for our human soul? And do we teach knowledge or do we teach skills? Because teaching knowledge in the era of Google is already, questionable. 9-year-old students can search Google for all of the knowledge that there is in a certain domain. But maybe we need to teach people how to learn, how to adapt, how to integrate. And those are skills that are worthwhile to teach. And there's a question of why. Why do we teach? Why do we set up universities or training centers? So it could be that it's due to tradition and inertia. Universities were always there. Will they be there in the YouTube and AI era? Or do we teach for money? And then we need to adapt for what is the demand in the market. And there's certainly demand for reskilling and upskilling to tech. So how do we offer these programs? And maybe we hold institutions, especially universities, for the advancement of knowledge and science. And then we need to think about how to do it better with AI. So a couple of challenges and opportunities for learning institutions in these amazing times of AI. First, AI is the best tutor. If you haven't tried it, download the ChatGPT mobile app, and talk to it. Ask it to teach you something, teach you another language, or teach you how to become a gardener, or how to do laundry, how to fold laundry in the best way. And you will find that it's really an amazing tutor, because it can do so in your language, based on your existing knowledge, adapting to your pace and your needs, and you can interrupt it at any time, and it has no ego and all the time in the world to teach you whatever you want to learn. So it's the best tutor, and now it does it, with advanced voice interaction, like, a private tutor sitting right next to you. So I would argue, and there was actually a session about it just before, that ChatGPT and these new tools are the best ways to learn new skills. And that challenges, of course, the current institutions and different ways of learning. And there's another challenge, that AI can write any essays, any academic research in a matter of minutes. That's called paper mill, and it's a problem that has existed for decades now, but it's becoming, twofold in its intensity. We're out of time, so I'll skip quickly. One opportunity is to integrate AI into education programs. Your students will already do it, so I tell you, encourage them to do it. Encourage them to use generative AI. Instruct them to do them and to use AI and see what results they get. And challenge them. How did you get to this result? If the answer is AI told me, then you haven't learned anything. So the fact that they use AI doesn't mean that they shouldn't be challenged about how did AI do it. Now, developing new knowledge is also interesting because AI is essentially an average. It's an average of all of the different articles that the artificial intelligence algorithms have scanned. And then when you ask a question, a prompt, it essentially says the most likely answer to this question is the average of everything that I've written. So instead of taking AI as an average, which would bring the human knowledge further down in like a sort of gray that is a boring average, use AI in order to find new ideas. Use artificial intelligence in order to bring insights from one domain into another in order to develop new knowledge and improve the academic excellence. So AI can help with processing, with bringing new ideas, with brainstormings, and also with testing of different hypotheses. Another great opportunity that AI brings to academic institutions is the development of human skills. It's really hard to develop the face-to-face human skills when you're interacting with bots over your PC. And we know the younger generation and even us, we're always, on the mobile chatting, and we use the human touch. So academic institutions still have the facilities, the classrooms, the ability to bring people together. And that is a fantastic advantage that is hard to replicate to develop human skills. And such human skills could be socializing, meeting new people, super important, especially for the new generation, teamwork, conflict resolution, presentation skills, cohort-based learning, the ability to learn from one another, sitting next to you. So AI might be the best tutor, but people might take it, might have difficulties in learning or understanding specific parts, and their colleagues can help them. And there's also something nice about learning from one another. And also taking perspectives. Different people see things a different way, and that's a valuable skill to learn. Last, the action item from this lecture is to start learning AI. Not only learning with AI, learning AI. So successful strategies for learning AI is, first of all, to sign up for ChatGPT and ask your first prompt. It will take you further from there, and you will see an entire world opening up to you. If you've already done with it, try researching and consulting with AI on how you can do your job better. Say, I'm a professor at the university, or I'm an admissions director. How can I, this is what I'm responsible for. What initiatives can I take? How should I measure myself? How can I integrate the latest technologies into my role? There's a lot of things that you can learn about your very existing job by consulting with AI. Try it. 3, take an AI upskilling course, a basic one, a job-specific one, or an advanced one. Meaning, there's a new tool that is available for you. Let's call it AI. There are a lot of tools within AI, but you need to start understanding how generative AI can help you, can be used in your specific profession, because people who use AI will replace people who do not use AI. So seek out an upskilling course for using AI in general, or using AI in your specific domain, industry, or job role. You'll find a lot, and with Wawiwa, of course, offer a few as well. Learn about AI. It's wonderful to experience the magic of generative AI, but it's also important to understand how it's done in order to take a deeper perspective and even help develop new tools or understand the deficiencies of generative AI. So learn about its history, the technology, the trends, and the different types of AI. You can do it by consulting AI, or you can do it by, again, taking a course about it. 5, follow AI groups on social media and set alerts for AI news. This is super important because the AI domain is moving so fast. There are new developments and new tools coming up every day. And in order to just, keep up to date, you need to be mindful for that. And one way to do it is to set, for example, Google alerts that tell you about new news in the AI field, or to sign up for different groups regarding using generative AI in your domain or your job role, and then you will get news that other people are sharing about new and cool stuff that is coming up. 6, dedicate time to AI work and research every day. So it's hard to change habits, but the best way to do that is to integrate some time into your calendar to do AI. You know, there's no day that goes by that you can't benefit from the advantages of AI. So simply set a time in your calendar, say, today I'm going to write a piece using AI. Today I'm going to consult regarding better processes. Today I'm just going to learn something new about AI. If you set time for that, you'll find that you're becoming a Gen AI expert in no time. So the successful strategy for teaching AI, well, we'll have to schedule a different session about that, but feel free to reach out to us. My email is oded@wawiwa-tech.com, and we'll be happy to tell you about how we integrate AI in our reskilling and upskilling programs and how you can do so too. I hope you found that this session insightful, and we're looking forward to meeting with you face to face in real life. Find us on LinkedIn and let's connect. Thank you.